to replace Jesus with someone that lived 6 centuries after him. Jesus is full of eyewitnesses. Everything we know about Jesus was eyewitness accounts and eyewitnesses that went to their death saying that what they saw was true. Also, Jesus, God raised from the dead. So how could Muhammad, who died, and you can go see his grave to this day, how could Muhammad be held above Jesus by God if God didn't even raise him from the dead? By the way, Muhammad never performed any miracles either. Jesus performed many, many miracles. It was why he was so famous in his day. He couldn't even enter into towns. He was so popular. He had to meet him out on mountains. Sermon on the Mount, that's why he was out there. That's why he had to feed people. They had to travel so far from the towns to go see him. This isn't just a normal philosopher or teacher. This is somebody that was performing miracles. And even the texts say that. The Gospels say that. So many people were hoping to see a miracle. Muhammad, once again, was a man that lived and performed no miracles, and then he died. And you can go see his grave to this day. Everything written about Muhammad was written 2 centuries after his death by people that didn't even know him. Islam is a works salvation religion, meaning that you have to earn your way into heaven. You have to do, and it's never ending. And who's telling you what to do? The religious leaders. And how are they getting it? Out of a book that was written, mostly copied, not copied exactly, but the stories and general stories and general happenings were from the Jewish Torah, which is so ironic if you think about it, because Islamists hate Jews. Well, the Quran was written mostly after the Old Testament, Christian Old Testament, Jewish Torah stories, Genesis, and all the way through all the prophets. The New Testament was around. All those letters that make up the New Testament, including the Gospels and Paul's letters and John's letters and Peter's letters, all those letters were around when they wrote the Quran. And so they had to come up with something that was going to thwart this huge Christian movement. Remember, Rome wasn't Christian. Then they converted to Christianity. Everybody was going to Christianity. You can't control them through Christianity because it teaches that Jesus is God. God is God, and you need to worship him. They needed to have a man. They needed to have another man to replace Jesus so they can come up with their own texts so that they can control men and enslave women.